Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. Thursday Hoops. It's Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And we're just moments away from tip-off in Los Angeles. Let's send it on out to Kevin Harlan and company for the call.
We have the Nuggets as the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. Courtesy of State Farm, here's the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Kmart and Nene are inside. Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Gallinari in at the three, the small forward. And for the Clippers, Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, they're inside. Chris Paul is out there with Chauncey Billups, and it's Butler in at the three spot. Clippers on D. It's a three-point game.
You know, I was really impressed. Despite all of the turmoil that surrounded the Nuggets, they were very competitive in the West last season. They managed 30 wins in their 52 in-conference games, and that's about a 60% clip in a really tough conference.
Here's Griffin. Kenyon Martin making his last shot. And here we go. Here's Gallinari. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him two chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on Chauncey Billups. And for the Nuggets, an interesting mix of young talent and veterans. And Steve, I guess only time will tell if we think this team is going to get better as they move along.
Well, I think the key is chemistry. You know, they've got a lot of players who expect playing time. They came in, did a good job a year ago after the Carmelo trade. Can they maintain that togetherness and chemistry as they go forward?
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
You know, it may not sound like much, but the Clippers managed to go 19-33 against the Western Conference last season. That was a solid four-game improvement, though, over the prior season.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, when George Karl and I were able to chat a moment ago, the battle on the boards is something that he knows will be a big barometer for how this game turns out. He said coming out ahead in rebounds is something that we simply have to strive for in this game. If we let them beat us up on the glass, it's going to be a long uphill fight. Guys?
Much appreciated, Doris. Thank you. So, Clark, what does that mean if your man is doing a better job cleaning the paint?
Kevin, that basically means you're being out-positioned and out-physicaled and out-hustled, period.
He's rattled out that nice record against the West. Their best mark was Steve in the last three seasons.
But still the third worst overall record in the West. I mean, it is no easy task trying to move your way up this Western Conference.
And here's Lawson following the three from Chris Paul. Martin, and there's another one for the Nuggets.
He knows how to get to the basket, guys, especially when the defense is soft like it was there.
And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
He's put on an offensive clinic. They've got to deny him the ball.
And if that fails, then double him, Steve. I mean, they can't allow him to continue to hurt him like this.
Now, here is Gallinari. And it's Lawson, that time on the assist by Nene.
You look at what George Karl has overcome in this battle against cancer and other issues the last few years, and it's just a testament to how tough a person he is.
Paul is doubled. Well, they'll pass it to Paul. Fires from the wing. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Tell you what, there's not much he can't do out there, guys.
Some good thoughts by Clark as we go back to George Karl. A lot of guys, Steve, would have called it a career, but you know and I know, all of us know, he just loves this game so much.
Well, it was so nice to see the support that he got from around the league as he battled cancer. Did such a great job with that team during the Carmelo drama, as they called it. It was really a very taxing year for George Karl, but he battled through it and ended up putting Denver in a really good spot heading into the postseason.
Ryan Gomes is checked in for the Clippers. And the Nuggets also making a change. Aflalo's checked in. Nene dishes to Gallinari. Gomes covering. Shot clock at 6. Here's Aflalo. Lifts up. Paul knocks it away. And they get it back. The Clippers in the lead. Here's the three. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
You know, Paul isn't known for his shooting ability, but He's really developed over the years into a good shooter. He can stand still and knock down a three. He can hit that little mid-range shot. But he's just a good enough shooter to keep you off balance and make you respect his game out there.
And he flushes it through. Sprite Slam Cam with the replay.
Come on now, I didn't see. Can you believe that finish? Boy, a little bit of flair and flair. At the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average typical dunk. Now, the Clippers are such a young, exciting team. And last season, they went 23-18 at home at the Staples Center. This is a team with a very bright future, and they'd like to establish that home court.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. A different look for the Clippers. Craig Smith, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Chauncey Billups. The Nuggets also changing it up. Anderson comes in for Nene. And Al Harrington subbed in for Kenyon Martin. So here's Gallinari. Gomes is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul. For those Los Angeles fans, Clark, the emergence of Blake Griffin as a superstar has to be a cause for celebration. Steve talked about their winning record at home, over 500. I've got this team circled. What about you?
Yeah, I do too, and part of the reason is the guy in the middle. I mean, there's a feeling this team is only going to get better, and Griffin may quickly become LA's most dominant basketball player. He's certainly already perhaps the most hyped and closing in on maybe as popular as Kobe Bryant in some circles.
He's something else.
Yeah, he's special to watch.
For three, Lawson. Another three for Denver.
Boy, I like the fluidity I'm seeing from them on offense. It's a thing of beauty. Fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. They're moving the ball well, finding the open man, making that extra pass. They're playing very unselfishly right now. Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
A nice shot by Anderson.
Beautiful dish there and a superb finish.
Dishes it to Paul. Lets the three fly. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. 23 points for Chris Paul. Here comes Lawson. He has 5. Top of the key. And again, it's Denver. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Just 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. With 1 on the clock. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Great finish there, and now he's got a free throw coming, too.
Boy, that's a big boy move right there, partner. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to finish a shot through contact like that.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. The Nuggets on top. They lead by... Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here's Miller.
Well, Ty Lawson was a guy waiting in the wings behind Chauncey Billups, and I think one of the reasons the Nuggets felt comfortable trading Billups was that they knew Lawson was prepared to become the starting point guard, and he did not disappoint.
So with Paul on the bench, here's who's on the floor now for Vinny Del Negro. Craig Smith is out there with Caron Butler, and it's Gomes. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Billups in at the point. Thinking back to Lawson Clark, he really took his chance and ran with it. Looks like he's the future at that position with the Denver Nuggets.
You know, sometimes, Kevin, guys are just an opportunity away from showing what they're capable of doing. Case in point, Ty Lawson, he's got speed, he's got strength. I think he's got to continue to improve the consistency of his perimeter shot, but everything else, feel, flow, ability to make plays off the dribble, he's got all of that.
Well, you saw him in college when he played for North Carolina. He was as fast a guard as there was, and maybe we've ever seen in college.
He was super with the ball and strong and really knew how to run his team.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Kevin, Caron Butler started a program in the summer called Bike Brigade, where he helped provide bikes to 2,500 children and encourage them to get out and exercise. He's pretty passionate about cycling, doing it in the off-season to stay in shape. He said, quote, "I've done some mountain biking trails in Virginia near where I live, but I prefer the road to get my cardio on. I'm good on the hills. I can see the championship trophy at the top of every one of them." He said he doesn't do stationary bikes, though, adding, "It's outdoors or nothing for me. Pat Riley had me ride on stationary bikes all the time when I was a rookie in Miami, and it's bad memories, man." Guys,
Still trauma time. Thanks, Doris.
Riley's conditioning regimen, really legendary. He's really put his players through it over the years.
And here's the fast break. Oh, yeah! Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
That's like you draw it up right there. That was beautiful.
No doubt about it, Steve. I mean, always love to finish at the rack.
Here's Miller, still looking to get on the scoreboard.
Well, you know, playing against the Thunder has to bring back some painful memories for the Nuggets guys. I mean, looking back on their first-round loss, and it was closer than the 5-game total might suggest. That was a very competitive series.
And Billups gets it to go.
He looks good, getting it done consistently from deep.
Steve, I know you love the three ball, and he's been sharp, kind of like Steve Kerr used to be.
Denver calls timeout. Yeah, you're right, Clark. In that series between the Thunder and the Nuggets, really a tough defensive series. Steve, both teams shooting just 42% from the field.
And I thought what really hurt Denver was giving up so many offensive rebounds to the Thunder. And that led to a lot of free throws because we saw some offensive putbacks and fouls. Those little things over the course of a series, Kevin, those really make a huge difference as time wears on.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Smith. Griffin comes in for Ryan Gomes. And it's Paul in for Eric Bledsoe. That's a 2 from Paul. And again, the Clippers good for 2. The Nuggets trail by 4. Now, here's Lawson. 12 points for him. Great open look there. Smith's got 9 points now in the quarter.
He is not the guy you want to leave open behind the arc, guys. I mean, come on. You got to understand who you're defending.
Paul for 3, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Another open look, hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Chandler, that one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got 6 assists now in the game. Here's the Clippers.
Well, Ty Lawson is just so fast on the floor. I mean, he's a beat blur. I mean, it's impossible to stay in front of that guy. Low center of gravity and unbelievable speed.
Chris Paul covering and taken away by Paul. Goes straight up. Gallinari with the rebound. Back to what you said, Clark, about Lawson. We're starting to see a lot of the shorter, quicker point guards make their way, Steve, back in the league.
And I think that's a direct result, Kevin, of the rule changes in the last 7-8 years. The hand checking no longer allowed, so these smaller, quicker point guards can really get to the rim and cause. Havoc for the defenses.
Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Now, let's just hope it's a bump or a bruise and that he's back out on the floor. Or soon.
You know, Steve, just one of those things. It does happen in the course of battle. We'll see.
The Clippers making a switch here. Moon's checked in. The Nuggets also changing it up. Nene comes in for Chris Anderson. And it's Martin in for Wilson Chandler.
The reaction was so quick. Incredible defense.
And stolen by Billups. Lets it go from deep. And Griffin scores. The assist by Billups. 6 points for Blake Griffin. The Nuggets trail by 6. Three-pointer, Lawson. Another 3 for Denver.
And he's doing all he can to keep his team in the game. Hasn't missed a single shot.
Here's Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Griffin's got 9. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, Steve and Kevin, you guys got to love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, sure is. And when all 5 guys, Clark, are threats to score, that makes it so tough on the defense. Because now
and the big-time jam. Let's see it again with the Spike Slam jam.
When the big fella goes up like that, you better get out of the way.
The free throw drops for Griffin. We've got 22 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Lawson. 19 points in the game. Defended by Paul. Lawson kicks to Nene. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
Paul with the 3. That's good. Paul's got 31. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime.
You know, Paul is playing really well.
And it's halftime out in Los Angeles.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Here's Lawson. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Denver, Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. Kmart and Nene are inside. And it's Gallinari in at the 3 spot. Here's Smith, and in he goes for the easy 2. Smith's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Nuggets.
You know, looking at the Nuggets, guys, as a road team last season, right in the middle of the pack at 17-24, their tough play at home really is what set them apart.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, well, the Clippers traded away their first-round pick last season to the Cavs. At the time, because the draft was not supposed to be that great, they didn't think too highly of it, saying they didn't see anyone they particularly thought of that high in the draft. But it ended up being the #1 overall selection. We'll see how that pick pans out over the next several years, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
You know, it certainly isn't paying off in the short term.
Well, obviously, you know, after the fact, you say, well, they should have kept the pick. They'd either have Derek Williams or Kyrie Irving right now, but it's too late now. And at the time, they were just trying to save money, and they felt like they had their positions covered.
A moment for the Gatorade injury report.
Kevin, I chatted briefly with Jason Powell, head athletic trainer for the Clippers. It's not the news they were hoping for. His ankle is severely sprained. He's finished for the rest of the game, and indications are he could miss a lot of time down the road.
Good stuff, Doris. Thanks, Clark. It's got to be a tough time for him.
Yeah, Kevin, you wish they weren't, but injuries are really a part of the game, and sooner or later, just about everybody has to deal with them in some form or fashion.
Well, hopefully we'll get some good news. next time we have an update on him.
Here's Billups. 17 points in the game. For the three, and Griffin with the score. The assist by Billups. Billups has got 3 assists in the game.
How impressive was Blake Griffin? Became an all-star in just his first season actually playing with the Clippers. And not many people can ever do that in the NBA, especially these days when the players are coming in at such a young age.
So for the Clippers, Moon comes in for Craig Smith. And it's Foy in for Caron Butler. Here's Lawson. 19 points in the game. Lots of room. Again, the Nuggets score. And Blake Griffin, an all-star in his first season, the last rookie, Clark, to be selected as a reserve for the All-Star game. Tim Duncan back in 1998.
It's pretty rare you have a player walk into the NBA and pretty much immediately claim superstar status. It was a combination, though. The weight for Blake Griffin after the injury that cost him his official rookie year, and then also doing it in L.A. And it doesn't hurt when you can become a hit on YouTube with all of those monster throwdowns.
And I think defensively, you've got to commit a second defender because he's just destroying you right now.
Yeah, one-on-one, he's been a handful.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Kenyon Martin.
Blake Griffin has a little small-town flavor to him. Grew up in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Seems to be handling the bright lights of L.A. quite nicely. Great charisma and terrific basketball skill.
Homeschooled for a while, too, Clark was Blake Griffin. Now in Los Angeles, a charismatic kid with a ready smile. He doesn't seem to get too out of place in the glitz and glamour, Steve, around Hollywood.
No, he's well raised. I mean, he's got a good family, good head on his shoulders, and I think that's so important these days for a young player because it's easy to get caught up in the NBA lifestyle. Blake Griffin doesn't appear to be somebody who's going to fall into that trap. And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
And they double up Paul. Billups against Gallinari. And Chauncey Billups, good for 3. Billups has got 20 points.
And these two just going at it from deep now.
You know, it seems like what's going on here is anything you can do, I can do better territory.
And he throws it down with one hand.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
Paul passes to Moon. Lets it go with the 3. And again, Chauncey Billups for 3. Billups has got 9 points here in the second half. Lawson kicks to Martin. Wide open look. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
He's been hot for most of this game, and if he keeps it up, his team could turn things around.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
You know, it took a while, but it's nice to see those knees of Kenyon Martin start to get closer to full strength as he continues to make a solid contribution to his team.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Craig Smith, he's checked in for Griffin. Butler comes in for Chauncey Billups. And Mo Williams subbed in for Chris Paul. Denver also making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Anderson. Harrington comes in for Kenyon Martin. And Andre Miller has subbed in for Ty Lawson. Back to Kmart, Clark, you had knee problems too, so you can appreciate what this guy has gone through. Hard to think he'll be the explosive player he was, but he is a smart defender, always has been. Veteran, you know, Steve, a lot to offer.
Oh, defensively, I mean, Kenyon Martin's as good as it gets, Kevin, because this is a guy who can guard multiple positions. He's got incredibly quick feet, and he takes pride in it. I mean, he just wants the challenge of guarding the opponent's best player.
And Butler backing him in. Tries in the post. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Tough season last year for Caron Butler. He was playing so well before he went down with that torn patellar tendon. So hopefully he'll come back and have a strong season this year.
Good on both.
Steve, that patella tendon injury, really a major setback. I mean, Caron is one of the toughest players in the league and has been since he stepped foot in the NBA. If anybody can come back from that, I think he can.
Here's Nene. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. 8 points for Nene.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help him out if he was a bit more assertive.
He feeds it to Butler. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's Williams. Outside Butler. Gallinari covering. 1 second left. And that one's good by Butler. Butler's got 6. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
All game long, he's been dialed in from deep, hitting 3 after 3.
And his sharpshooting display should open up the floor in the fourth quarter, as they'll have to try to clamp down on him from outside, and that could open up other lanes.
And it's more NBA action coming your way here on 2K Sports. We're still getting underway here in the fourth. Let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the game report. Doris?
Well, it's going to be Chris Paul. He's our Sprite Spark. He's left his imprint all over this game with his hustle and effort on both ends of the floor. You'd have to wonder where they'd be without this performance tonight, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Clark Key has meant a bunch to this team.
Well, basically, Kevin, he's carried them pretty much the whole game.
Well, they've had 3 quarters to come up with an answer for him defensively, but they haven't been able to figure out anything.
Bledsoe is out there with Chauncey Billups. Then there's Mo Williams, and it's Chris Paul, and it's Griffin in at the center filling out the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Here's Lawson, gets the bucket from 20 feet away. Lawson's got 23 points. Clippers leading by 10. And Griffin backs in. Slams it on the run.
Too much, but he's doing whatever's needed out there.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball, down by 12. Here's Nene. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Well, he came down and put it right back on him. I mean, these two guys. As they're going at it, it's mano-mano right now.
Yeah, you're right. They're trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, this is exciting. Back and forth action that we're seeing right
now. And count the basket. He was fouled. And he's going to the line for one more.
Great finish there, and now he's got a free throw coming, too.
Boy, that's a big boy move right there, partner. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to finish a shot through contact like that. Boy, the Nuggets had problems in the playoffs versus the Thunder, but I thought Nene still maintained his season averages and played pretty well.
Denver calls timeout. Going back to Nene in the playoffs. Not easy given the interior defense that the Thunder was throwing at him, Steve, night after night, game after game.
Yeah, that was impressive defense, and Nene's field goal percentage did dip in that series, but that's to be expected. The defense during the playoffs is always much more intense, and I thought Nene played well despite those field goal percentage drop-offs.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Caron Butler's checked in for Williams, and it's Moon in for Eric Bledsoe. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
You know, Kevin, one of the things that's sometimes overlooked with Billups, he's strong at 6'3" and 200 pounds plus, but he's an excellent low post player for a guard.
Good on the second free throw. Clark, you talked about Billups' great post-up ability. He may be slowing down with age, but Steve, that post-up game of his is timeless.
Yeah, 6'3", as Clark mentioned, a really strong body. And he's got good footwork, great touch, just a good knack for scoring. He's one of the better post-up point guards in the NBA today.
Launches a three, and a great assist by Paul. That one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight. Miller kicks in the net. Fires top of the key. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. Miller's got 4 assists in the game. Fires the three, and Griffin with the score. The assist by Butler. Griffin's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Nuggets trail by 10. Miller kicks in the net. Now Miller. Again, the Nuggets score.
Tell you what, it has been all offense all game long.
You know what? This is really fun to watch, guys. I mean, as a coach, though, this is when you want to just harness this energy and bottle it up and ride it all the way.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Chris Anderson is checked in for Nene. Martin comes in for Al Harrington. Alinari is checked in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Lawson in for Andre Miller. Lawson against Paul. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That is on Ty Lawson.
I like the way they're putting their bodies on the line like that and giving themselves 2 free throw lines.
Oh, coaches love that. I mean, when you're down, you get to the line. Not only do you get free throws, but you stop the clock and you get your defense set up.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Eric Bledsoe is checked in for Butler. Warren comes in for Jamal Young. And Mo Williams subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Lawson dishes to Martin. And Griffin picks him up defensively. Martin with the bucket.
Tough matchup there defensively. He just doesn't have the height or the length to bother that shot.
Right side, Griffin. And it's sent back by Anderson. And here they come for the finish. And the jam by J.R. Smith.
You know, you get better elevation with one-hand dunk. It's the most basic ball.
And probably the most reliable.
Yeah, hard to mess that one up.
And the Clippers call time here. They're up by 5. A minute 50 to play in the quarter. Ron Butler's checked in for the Clippers. Billups comes in for Mo Williams. Nene, he's checked in for Denver. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it. Giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
They're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving. It's 9 straight points coming off 3-3-1. The defense is just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the 3-point line.
Here's the net. Here's another look at the strike zone. That's going to be remembered for this game.
I think it was more like a banana split.
Griffin. Yes. Bounces this to Phillips. Phillips has split this is the captain. even numbers, 4-4. And that one's good for Clemson.
They're putting this team away.
Steve, I thought they caught fire just at the right time, blowing this one wide open. And then the clock winds down.
And here's Johnson. And Phillips picks him up defensively. And Monet with the... Stopped up.
That's got a pretty clear run to the hoop.
Florida takes the full advantage.
Not just of any big time. Well, not much like they do at this point.
Don't delay the time to finish strong on practice. No question about it. Steve, just a matter of time right now.
Goes on top of the key. And it's Johnson.
Kevin, he's in the right spot. Otherwise, there's a little bit of struggle on this team.
They're leading by 10. 17 seconds left in the fourth. That is what you think.
Not sure what all of this is now.
Yeah, maybe the fast and the wind just long run. Let's go. Get out.
And here it goes, Watson. Defended by Paul. Ties again. Here's Paul. Here's Griffin. That's the assist. That's now 30 points with Griffin. Here's Watson. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more do you ask?
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Horsberg, this is Jeff Calhoun along with our 2K Sports crew. Thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan player of the game, Chris Paul.